These are some of the topics that video practice exercises will be available for in this video series: listening and attending, answering questions, following directions, group conversational guidelines, friendships, turn taking, recognizing and attempting, and initiate and maintain. Hey there, parents. I'm so glad you're here. We are talking about social reciprocity and instruction. So, what is all that? That is actually just helping understand what is socially acceptable in conversation, whether it be following conversational rules like topic maintenance or turn taking. I will talk about those things more in a minute. Or just what do you bring to a conversation and what you can take away from the conversation. So there are a lot of different things we can do to work on these skills. All these things will depend on your child's age or where they're at. And if it doesn't work out for them, try a different practice exercise, try a different video. Also comment down below and let me know if your child's really struggling. What are some other things that you could do specifically for one of the videos or something else they're struggling with? I really want to be able to help you out. So something I really focus on is making sure you as the parent understand it's important when you first start these practice exercises with your child, maybe to watch the first 1 or 2 times with them so that you can answer questions and give them feedback. It'll be really important as they move forward practicing by themselves that they don't really need as much support and that they feel like they're learning and actually getting a chance to practice, instead of just getting frustrated over the fact that they don't understand and this is complicated and they just don't want to do this now. So hang in there with them for the first couple of times and then kind of give them the reins and let them try to work on their own a little bit. They can always use paper and pencil, stop the video, pause, think about things. I always try to give the students a chance to pause. I will give them reminders in the video, hey, pause it here and then come back to me. I'll still be here. Go ahead and pause it. So that'll be a good way for them to think about things. But something for you to understand, it is okay to give cues. So things like helping them through, I would recommend initially starting with visual and verbal cues. So you're using their eyes as well as their ears and learning so they can express what they understand, and then kind of fading away. So fade whichever one they seem to really pick up easier first, and then eventually they'll be able to do these things independently or all by themselves. So highly encourage that. Go for that initially and let them try to do it with your cues if they need it. So to really help reinforce these skills all around, I encourage them to be practice the skills they're learning here along different settings with different people, natural settings like home or maybe just in the community with family, and it really help give the caregivers like grandparents or teachers that extra support and let them adjust what they do to help support the needs of the child. So there's going to be video for every one of these things that I'm about to just shoot down a list here, and I will read them off because it's a big long list. So my apologies for my gaze here. It's going to change a little bit for a minute, but I want you to know what we're going to talk about. And then if you have questions about a specific thing or you want me to break something down even further than the video for each topic, you let me know and I'm happy to do that. So here goes with my big long list. We're going to work on how to listen and attend. So I'm just going to quickly talk about each one of these little points. So what are the things they're listening for? How can they show that they're listening? How can they let their conversational partner really understand that they are here, they are a part of this conversation, and it's back and forth? What they can say. So some things that they can talk about in conversation, and how they can get their ideas out, and how they can also feel heard. It's really important that each conversational partner has give and take, and they both feel heard and considered and respected in the conversation. Answering questions, we'll talk about that. Following directions. This is a basic skill, but it can apply to conversations and can apply to that instruction that they need in order to apply those same rules when they're going back and forth in conversation. Like if someone mentions something that'll be important for them later, Like, I need you to head down the street, and actual very verbal directions here, head down the street to the right, or maybe just, I was hoping you would get one apple at the store and then I needed 2 oranges. So those are directions, even though they don't seem like a here to there. So I will be doing simple 1-step, 2-step directions with them, 3-step directions with different embedded concepts, whether it's shape, colors, spatial concepts like up and down. And then we can kind of work on understanding how that will help their conversation. Let's see. A group conversation is just something I want you to understand is out there. So there will be, not out there, I know you understand that, but just understanding that it is completely different than just one conversational partner. So I will give scenarios and then let your child choose which one. And I do encourage you, until your child is doing really, really awesome with all the exercises in this, to really put off this group exercise practice. It is more advanced, set up more for older kids, but can be applied if your child's really getting this and they're younger too. So, how to be a good friend. This is for everyone, young and old. What are some things they can do to really support friendship and have good conversations and have good relationships moving forward? That's really important for them, whether it's a relationship with a friend, a family member, maybe an employer coming down the road. Good relationships are key to success. So they need to understand how to be in a relationship and have a good relationship. Starts with friendship. Let's see here. Turn taking. So turn taking is really important because it maintains the interest of both conversational partners. So we'll do practice for that. Recognize and attempting. So what this truly is just repairing conversational breakdowns. So they have to first be able to recognize, maybe someone doesn't like that I've changed the conversation topic. We were talking about flowers and I decided I wanted to bring in dogs to the conversation instead. And now they seem a little frustrated. So we'll work on some different choices they can do in social situations so they can understand what would be the appropriate choice. And maybe if they chose the wrong answer, why? So we'll really discuss this in detail. And of course, practice exercises. Let's see. Initiating and maintaining conversation. So they have to be sensitive to the other conversational partner based on the social context and understand other people's interest. And maybe if they like what we're talking about. Maintaining conversational exchanges. So this is balancing between comments and requesting for more information. So it's important that person in conversation comments on what the other person has said, but you also have to request more information in order to keep that conversation going. Visual supports are really helpful to students that are having trouble with this. So if you have a certain activity or situation your child's having trouble with, you can actually create some visual support for them. Like, let's say they really, really seem to struggle with just sitting there during a meal and understanding that someone has food in their mouth and that they are not going to talk back yet because it just made an uncomfortable situation for the other person. So maybe having like mealtime appropriate behaviors and a when to speak visual, you could set that up at the dinner table and apply that, or even bring it with you places if you need. So that's just something. It's not going to be a practice video, but I want you to be aware of. I will create something for you parents and try to give you some ideas and help and support that. But visual supports are really, really helpful. Also, there will be some social stories. Social stories are wonderful because they can teach your child to expand behaviors for many, many different situations. You may see just a couple social stories in this at first. Please continue to check back. Social stories are something I will be continuously adding. There may be 20, 30 of these by the time I'm all done, maybe more. And if you have a situation where you would like to expand your child's understanding and behavior, let me know the situation. I will make a social story for it. So just ask. I'm happy to do it. And then I'm going to create some videos for actual video modeling. So I'm going to do videos that are almost like a role-playing thing so that your child can see what would be the correct versus incorrect behavior, and I will let them choose which one they felt was the correct way. So if you have questions, these videos are a resource for you. This video series is for you and for your child. I want to make sure that you feel well supported and that you don't need anything else. If there's something else you want a video about, just ask me. I'm here for you and I'm happy to make that video. I'll see you soon. Bye.